Oh my god, it snowed today! That's awesome. Actually, I've not had snow where I live in so long, so that was pretty cool. Anyways, guys, I got this really good Yu-Gi-Oh battle I had against Mulvone. Shocking, I know, right? For those of you who don't know who Mulvone is, he does make like graphic stuff and does upload narrated Wi-Fi battles, so make sure to go check him out. Anyways, I'm using a team I made based around Frostlass because Frostlass is a giant threat in the Yu-Yu tier, and I definitely wanted to use it. But looking at threats on my opponent's team, Mew and Victini are easily the biggest threats, because if Mew is like Swords Dance or Nasty Plot and I allow it to set up, I'm potentially swept, and if that Victini is banded, V-Crate pretty much destroys my team. But either way, I was pretty positive Frostlass would be my best lead as it leads off with the Victini. I don't want to take the chance of him being scarfed, so I decided to switch directly into my Milotic, as he does just end up going for the U-turn, and that did entirely way too much. Even though I am specially defensive still, I do carry a decent amount of defensive ease, and my Milotic doesn't have the worst defense around. And he's going to U-turn now into the Porygon, just thinking he would want to go for like a Thunderbolt, just gauging to see what I wanted to do. I decided to go for the Recover, but no, he does make the smarter play and goes directly for the trick, and I should have seen that coming and switch into my own Victini, but hey, it's fine. This turn thinking, oh hey, he's going to go for the super effective Thunderbolt, right? So I can switch in Victini, take the hit and U-turn out. No, he goes for the Tri-Attack. Thankfully, he doesn't paralyze me or freeze me, so I can freely go for the U-turn as he does switch out into the Kingdra, and that actually did a whole lot more damage than I thought it would. But even if he is Specs, Shaman does outspeed, and I'm pretty positive a Life Orb Seed Flare will easily OHKO the Kingdra, even though it is neutral. Shaman Seed Flare is fucking powerful. I think it's like base 140, 125 around there, and you have to factor in the stab and the life orb. But he brings in the Umbreon. Unfortunately, I don't get the Spadef drop, so I'm going to be forced to switch out as I bring in my Gligar. He makes a very good double switch into the Kingdra, predicting my Gligar, obviously because Umbreon can't do anything to Gligar. And he reveals to me that he's actually a Rain Dance set, which means as I brought in my Milotic, I can take literally any hit from this thing, and his hardest hitting move is going to be the Draco, which as you can see there, doesn't even do 50%, allow me to go for the Recover. And remember that he did trick the Choice Scarf off to me, which means I am locked into the Recover, which means if this Mew is a setup Mew, this is my perfect opportunity to pull a double switch into my Frostlass, as he does actually end up bringing in the Mew, and I wanted to risk him going for like a Nasty Plot or a Swords Dance. I go straight for the taunt, as he does just end up going for the Zen Headbutt, which automatically tells me that that is a Swords Dance Mew, just because no other variant of Mew tend to carry Zen Headbutt, and I'm going to be able to get up my first layer spikes. And here I thought that he was going to predict me to go for the Destiny Bond and switch out, which is why I actually went for my second layer spikes, but no. He does make the arguably better yet kind of dumber play and goes for the Zen Headbutt. I only say dumber because Mew is a giant threat to my team, and if I did have Destiny Bond, then that would have been one dead Mew. But hey, in the end, it does help him out, as I can now get a free switch. Wow, okay, sorry about the little stutter. As now I can get a free switch into Gligar, get up my rocks as he brings in his own Gligar. I can then switch into my Shaman, predicting him to go for the rocks, and I have 2 layers of spikes up and I have stealth rocks up, which means something on his team is about to die, and I guess he's just going to leave in Gligar because it's the most useless thing on his team. Although this does now mean that once I get rid of Gligar and get a free switch into my Hitmontop, I can spin away his rocks, which will give me a great advantage because I will have my hazards up while he has no hazards up, which means I can force the switches and I can freely switch out as much as I want. As he brings in the Victini, I really have nothing on my team to take a Choice Banded V-Create, so I decided to fodder off my Victini because honestly, I didn't really think I would need Victini, so at that point it was just kind of the most useless thing on my team. But because he did lock himself into the Bolt Strike, even though he is banded after -1 and me being max defense and max HP and almost at full HP, I can easily take a Bolt Strike, and I'm going to be able to freely rapid spin the rocks away as he brings in the Kingdra, which was a really good play, knowing that I wouldn't go straight for the close combat because obviously I wanted to spin the hazards away. I can now switch into my Milotic, and even if he went for the Draco Meteor, I still would have taken it and more than likely just still gone for the Recover this turn, or no, maybe I would have gone for the Dragon Tail. But even if he did go for Hydro Pump, then go for the Draco Meteor as opposed to going for 2 Hydro Pumps, you're going to see that that extra bit of damage doesn't really play too big of a role, and I'll point that out later on in the battle. And now he's going to bring in the Victini, and honestly, I just have to pick something on my team to die, because my Milotic is locked into the Dragon Tail. I can't recover up, so I'm going to switch into Gligar, and much like his Gligar, I have to leave mine in for fodder because nothing on my team will appreciate any 2 hits from a choice Bandit V-Create. But now I can bring in Shaman, knock out Victini, so one giant threat is out of here, so that's really good for me. And he's gonna bring in the Umbreon, and the Protect is honestly too obvious because he does want to stall out my Seed Flares. I mean, I only have 8 and I've already gone for like 2 or 3, I believe. So yeah, just going for the Synthesis was the better play. I mean, I also could have gone for Earth Power, but I was running low on HP, as now I can get a free switch into my Hitmontop. My Vegas froze here. I don't know what he's doing. And I pull a switch into my Milotic. As he goes for the Wish, knowing that he would switch into the Mew to take the close combat, I switched into my Milotic, because that way if he wanted to go for a Swords Dance, I could Dragon Tail him out. And yeah, sorry about that, guys. My Vegas froze up for a bit, and I do apologize. But he's going to go for the Zen Headbutt, and I miss! And this is where that extra bit of Draco Meteor damage doesn't matter, because he would have taken me out, but because he didn't go for it, I did live the Zen Headbutt, and you're gonna see that that miss with Dragon Tail actually plays a crucial role at the very end of this battle, and I'll make sure to point that out. But now I can bring in Shaman, click Seed Flare, and he either has to fodder off his Porygon Z or his Umbreon, and he does just decide to bring in Porygon Z as fodder. I mean, even though Porygon Z didn't do much, he did cripple my Milotic, so that's more than I guess he would have done, because even then, if Milotic wasn't crippled, I could definitely play her a lot better. But he's going to bring in the Umbreon. Again, Protect is painfully obvious, because as I mentioned, he wants to stall out my Seed Flares. So I'm going to go for Earth Power. Then at the amount of HP he's at, I can still take him out with the Seed Flare. But he goes for the second Protect, and he gets it out. Oh, why? That's a 50% chance, and he got it. And now I don't feel comfortable with going for the second Seed Flare, so I am going to be forced to switch out into my Hitmontop as he goes for the Wish. Thankfully for me, he doesn't pass it off to the Mew, which even if he did, I don't think the outcome of the battle would have been any different. But yeah, he's going to go for the Protect, sorry, just scouting out to see what I want to do, and I'm just going to stay in, go for the Close Combat, as he does just end up going for the Toxic, which automatically tells me he's just going to try to leave in Umbreon for Death Fodder, because at this point, Mew can actually still win him the battle, especially if he does get up a Swords Dance, and because he did get that second Seed Flare, he will get the free switch on my Hitmontop, as opposed to being forced to switch in on my Shaman, which could have gone straight for the Seed Flare, preventing him from getting up a Swords Dance. But because Hitmontop really can't do anything to Mew, as he brings it in, I know he is going to go for the Swords Dance, so I can get this free switch out into my Shaman, and maybe I'll get lucky and win a speed tie and take him out with the Seed Flare. And yeah, it's basically my only chance right now, as he does go for the Swords Dance. And thankfully for me, I'm going to get some luck, win this speed tie, and knock out this Mew. And that's what? Why? Did it really? What? Do you see? It takes me out. Okay, no, it's fine. I still have a chance to win, because this is where the mind games come into play. Now, because I brought in him on top, the Sucker Punch is so painfully obvious that I am going to predict him to go for the Swords Dance. I'm going to go for the Close Combat and take him out, and that's going to be the what? It lived? See, this is where that Dragon Tail damage came into play. But it's fine, because I still have a chance to win. Now, because I didn't reveal to him that I had Sucker Punch at the beginning, I know that now he thinks I don't carry it, which means he's going to go for the offensive move, allowing me to go for the Sucker Punch and take him out. And that's going to be the very narrow 1-0 victory in my favor. And holy crap, those last 3 turns were just way too intense. And sorry, Mew, for taking you out. I do apologize about that. I'm apologizing because I told my girlfriend I took out a Mew to win a battle, and Mew is her favorite Pokemon, so she wanted me to apologize. But yeah, this battle wouldn't have had to been that close if Umbreon did not get the second Protect, because this is what would have happened. After the first Protect, as I Earth Powered, I would have been able to take him out, as he failed with the second Protect, which means once he brought in Mew, even if I didn't win the speed tie, the fact that he is leftovers as opposed to Life Orb means that Shaman would have been able to take a seed flare, a Zen headbutt, and as long as I didn't get flinched, I could then get off an extra bit of damage with the seed flare, and then the following turn, if he wanted to speed tie again, he would take me out, and I would be able to now get a free switch into my Hitmontop, intimidating him, and I did calc it, and at -1, a leftover Zen headbutt does not take out max defense, max HP Hitmontop, and as long as he didn't flinch me, I would have been able to take him out with the close combat for the victory in my favor. It still would have been a 1-0, but I wouldn't have to have made such risky plays near the end, if you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, in the end, definitely an awesome battle. Easily one of the best Yu-Yu battles I've had in a while. So make sure to go check out Mulvone, guys. His channel link is down in the description. If you did enjoy this awesome battle, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more content. Just do what you guys want. At this point, you know what to do. And enjoy the rest of your night, enjoy the rest of your day, and I am out of here. Later.